So 2.53 of the Bhagavad Gita. Please hear me recite first. Shruti vipratipannate yadha sthasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Shruti vipratipannate yadha sthasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Shruti vipratipannate yadha sthasyati nischala samadhav achala buddhihi tada yogam avapsyasi. So please recite after me. Shruti vipratipannate yada stasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi
samadhavachala buddhihi
tada yogamavapsyasi. Shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Please, if you're attending the Shloka Recitation class, please don't be reciting the Maha Mantra in the background. So either you can attend the class or you can recite your Maha Mantra. Word for word meaning and translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shruti of Vedic revelation. Vipratipanna without being influenced by the fruitive results.
Without being influenced by the fruitive results.
Te your yada when sthasyati remains nishchala unmoved samadhav transcendental consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Achala unflinching. Buddhihi
buddhi,
intelligence.
intelligence,
Tada,
tada,
at that time.
at that time,
Yogam,
yogam,
self-realization.
self-realization,
Avapsyasi,
avapsyasi,
you will achieve.
you will achieve.
Translation, when your mind is no longer disturbed
Your mind
Your mind is no
Disturbed
longer disturbed
by the flowery language of the Vedas,
by the
flowery language,
language of the Vedas,
and when it remains fixed
and when
and
it
it remains
remains
in the trance of self-realization,
in the
trance
trance
of self-realization,
realization,
then you will have attained
then
you will have attained
attained
the divine consciousness.
the
divine
divine
consciousness.
So in yesterday's sloka, we heard the Lord say that everything that is to be heard or has already been heard, your delusion will be wiped out when you become indifferent to everything that you have heard and everything that you will hear. So the connection between that shloka and this shloka is that, as we discussed yesterday, the Vedas are structured in such a way that for those who are interested in satisfying the material desires, the Lord has designated various demigods that they can worship to get the results that they want. So it could be knowledge, it could be wealth, it could be anything. But Krishna is saying here in this shloka that when one day you are no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas. The Vedas, also the recitation of the mantras, are very attractive. So Krishna is saying, don't be too attracted to the Vedic mantras that are going to lead you towards material outcomes. So when you become indifferent to the Vedic scriptures, specifically the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, and you realize that the ultimate purpose of the Vedas is actually to understand Vishnu or Krishna, when you realize that, then you become fixed up in understanding who is Lord Vishnu. And when you begin your worship of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, your journey of divine consciousness or spiritual practice or Krishna consciousness has begun. Which means, in effect, we have to set aside the Vedas or those portions of the Vedas that can particularly distract us from what is most important for us in our life, which is to re-establish our relationship with our Creator, Lord Krishna. Once we are ready to re-establish our relationship with Lord Krishna, we become fixed up in self-realization. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, and Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas write in various purports, that that person who has already begun chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They are already on the path of self-realization. That one cannot chant the holy names of the Lord unless in previous lives we have already perfected the studies of the Vedas. That's what the scriptures say, and that's what the great acharyas say. So for anybody who is moving their lips and using their mouth to chant the holy names of the Lord, you have already perfected understanding the Vedas in your previous lives, and therefore you don't have to particularly follow it in this life. Anyway, in the Kali Yuga, the path for self-realization is Harinam Sankirtan. One doesn't need to study the Vedic scriptures and become an expert in it to achieve self-realization in Kali Yuga. The simplest process among the 4 yugas is there in the Kali Yuga. That one should just chant and achieve Krishna consciousness. So this is being fixed up in the trance of self-realization. That's the essence of Shloka 2.53.